Brace yourself for something fuel-nominal. Unleaded 88 is the clear fuel choice. It's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. And it's grown by Iowa corn farmers. Now that's totally worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88.
This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
You got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Border. We have Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man.
Look, for those that are listening in podcasts and audio form, sorry, the conversation was so good. They're talking about what the hell's wrong with me that we need to just talk about this on air. That y'all can just laugh at my whatever the hell's wrong with me. So we were talking about
only one.
So Rich is talking about how for the live stream, people will be wondering how come he doesn't have his backdrop of whatever funny things from the week that he normally shares. It's like a photo flip. It's almost like the players. Remember the Players Ball, the photo flip. Well, yeah, that's what Rich put in his background. I always have something funny. Rich has 12 things that's just hilarious. So he has to get a new phone because his phone broke. So I came into the conversation of saying hey man, that ain't necessarily the worst thing in the world because now you're free from, you may have lost some memes or felt like you lost memes, but that frees you from you're in the middle of a conversation like I am once a month. And then I'm just scrolling and digging for the perfect meme that I happen to remember. And I can't remember what season of what year it happened, and I'm all the way digging back to the spring of 2021 or the spring of 2019. Because I ride my phone until the wheels fall off, right? So yeah. I just pulled up going through my screenshot folder, and I just say I had 3,100 screenshots, 3,113 screenshots. I will go through those. If something comes up that I remember, I will dig through those and try to read through whatever tweet from whatever happened instead of bookmarking like a normal person would, and go find it and be like, where is this? And then next thing you know, a whole 20 minutes will have gone by. Like, what are you doing, James? This is why you don't have time to watch wrestling anymore, because you're too busy going through your phone for stupid shit like this. So, let's look. Let's see. Where are we now?
This was the real 3K, bro. Not Andre.
Bro,
this is the real 3K.
Bro, Twitter's worse. How many pictures do you think are in the Twitter folder? Not screenshots, the Twitter folder.
I can remember on mine, I might have had 980 of them, maybe.
You're so much better than me. You're so much better.
This is just a guess. I don't know. It maybe not between 900 and 1100. I would probably say my number.
Okay. I want you to guess how many I have in my current Twitter folder right now.
1750.
Oh, Rich. No. Keep going.
Hold on. You had your phone a year longer than I had mine. So
yeah.
let me. And
keep in mind, I'm addicted to my phone. So
same.
It's a lot worse. But just going off the number, it's a lot worse.
I know someone that might disagree, but
okay. Okay. I will not disagree with her. She got it.
Let's go 2300.
Keep going.
Oh my god. 35.
You just over halfway there.
This is a sickness,
bro.
This is a disease, bro.
6,056. I have 6,056 pictures saved in my Twitter folder from times I have saved stuff for various meme stuff, for dunking on someone later, for all types of ridiculousness, bro.
This is crazy.
I can't defend this. It's myself that I cannot defend. What is wrong with me?
Oh man, yeah, I was really sad about my phone going down for the count. It like I didn't even get no warning either. It wasn't like
you having a chance to say nothing.
Yeah, it was like my phone ain't acting up for a couple weeks, losing a frame or is acting nothing. It was just regular. I was listening to a Voice of Wrestling podcast or something. Mm-hmm. And then the audio just cut out. It was 100% charged. 100% charged. The screen became unresponsive. I was like, hold on, I can't move everything. Then it just went bye-bye, went black. And it was just like, damn, yes, Joe Lanza, you killed my phone.
I don't think it was Joe Lanza or Rich Craich. Rich, that might be some new high-level Legento activities.
Yes, it could be. It could have been Chris Legento finally getting his revenge on that guy that all of a sudden coined a catchphrase. Shout out my man Conrad from Everything Pro Wrestling. He had reached out to me, and I was like, he sent me someone else using the meme. I was like, it's crazy when you spark a phrase, but. Yeah, man. Someone didn't want the SummerSlam review. They didn't want me, but they would not stop. And I'm back with the Zoom tonight, James. In case I need the Zoom, I don't know if you noticed. I got the real camera hooked up tonight. So, yeah, man. I had no chance. And then I thought I would have a new one by now. Did not. It randomly popped on today. Like you get the first screen that it shows you like today. Like so, I'm like There's some. It works. There's something here, but
so it turned on, but it wouldn't boot.
Basically,
man, that should be. Look, as a person that's had 2 computers crash on them, no 3, that should be playing with you. You'd be like, "Come on, just boot, boot." You turned on. I can hear the fan running. Just boot. Nope.
Man, it's been weird. Damn. It's been weird without it, bro. Like I was like out all day. I was like. I was feeling antsy. I was like, damn, I can't like check I was feeling like a dope fiend.
You on the desktop. You on the desktop. Just trapped in the studio.
Yep. I was out here feeling like a dope fiend, fresh out the rehab. Be like, yeah, Pookie, you ready to rejoin society? Like, no, it's calling me. It's calling me, James.
Yeah, man. Like, the reason why. One of the ways I knew that I was really addicted to my phone was really bad, besides those staggering like photo meme numbers that I just embarrassed myself by mentioning a few minutes ago, was I had downloaded one of those productivity apps that like, all right, you get the app, it basically clears off, it basically changes the interface to where like it's black and white, the colors don't stimulate you. There's no push notification that go through. It's just, you check your phone when you check your phone, right? Bro, I think I lasted 2 hours with that thing and turned it right the fuck back off. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
I need my proper hit.
Of dopamine. I need this dopamine hit. Yes, exactly. I was like, hey, bro, this, I can't do this dry shit, bro. I need to see what the fuck going on.
This man was realizing he was being given red magic. He wants blue magic, goddammit.
Yes, it was bad, bro. And I was like, yeah, man, I need to do this because, I'm working on certain things. And like, if I just, I have more time, free time to myself and my thoughts and be more productive and more constructive towards, trying to be more goal oriented and more focused or whatever else. 2 hours, bro. I was like, let me check the phone because it ain't ring because it ain't supposed to ring right now. 5 minutes. Look, Joe check, 5 minutes, put it down. Half hour go by, same thing. So I'm like, instead of just being on the phone for 20 straight minutes, now I'm just spacing it out between intervals. It's like, this isn't any better. I was like, all right, turn this shit back off.
I need that shit. I'm glad I at least got through SummerSlam before like the shit broke, or else I would have had to watch that shit just straight on like that with no, whatever. But And I was popping. I couldn't send my friends, messages at ungodly hours of the night.
Oh God!
I had to just pop back up into group chats from the desktop, like Chris Jericho. Hi guys, just feeling like I was getting left behind.
So you watched it live. You watched SummerSlam live.
I did, and I watched Collision before it. So I was wrestling. It was wrestling day for me on Saturday.
So yeah, these WWE events, man, I cannot do live.
It was sick.
I can't do it live, so I'll every time I watch one, when we did WrestleMania, same things, like watch on the delay, watch a day later. I can't do live. I just can't.
This is the first WWE show I've watched since WrestleMania.
Really?
From start to end or whatever. I popped in, I watched one of the Cody main events, or both Cody main events with AJ Styles. I watched those.
Right.
I don't think I watched anything else, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Hopefully the new phone, I'll let y'all know how it is tomorrow or when I get it, and we'll talk about it next week and all that. But
now it's time to start the clip for the official WWE WrestleMania 2024 in Cleveland review. This is the clip for it. Well, I don't think the clip. That'd be a long clip, but you get my point. This is the timestamp, at least, for this is where we start talking about this uninspired, this lazy, this uncreative show.
This sorry show.
7 matches, 6 of them have shenanigans or interference run-ins.
They had a 3-hour pre-show with no matches. This is the state of this company.
They chose a 3-man booth of Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee and Corey Graves make each other worse. I don't know. I think they don't like each other.
I mean,
and they're trying. Obviously, McAfee. Graves is like, McAfee taking my job. McAfee's like, who the hell is this guy? I get it. However, when they're trying to throw the lob up when they're trying to hand off the mic to the next one to fill in, it's like the other one resents the other one and don't want to go play. It's weird. It's weird, man. That's his commentary.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
I want to talk about overall thoughts on the show.
Bad show.
I came into this show already skeptical. Not another nigga in sight, as Ice Cube once said. Nothing there. I sent a tweet. I was like, Bianca Belair is perhaps the best stadium performer on the roster. Is she on the show? No. What we were left with.
I mean, she was on the show when they showed the video package of Nia Jax beating Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair to become the Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, man. We can do that conversation, but we did it last week and the week before. I think y'all get it at this point. But would be nice if people wanted to inquire about such things. I saw this show. And
they don't want to get too political.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't talk about that. We will get to that later. I got just an overall feel of this show where nothing was happening in full, really. It was like these 3/4 of a story matches that were happening, like these Monday Night Raw matches that were put in a stadium in a lot of cases.
Yep.
And it was just like, yo, people like this. And then some of the reactions I saw coming out of this show was just like, no, this is because I'm like, all right, a show like Backlash 2023 from Puerto Rico in WWE.
That's a great show.
That if you want to come out here and be like, that is what, if you like WWE, whatever, and even I don't like WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that show and we came on here and we
praised
put
it
over big time.
Yeah.
So when I see this, I'm like, hold on, how do y'all agree that this is the same as that? Pretty much.
Or
the greatest SummerSlam ever and all this other shit. I'm like, my head hurts.
Or be like, hey, this is on the same level as WrestleMania Night 2 from this year.
Yeah. That wouldn't be close.
Right.
That would not be close.
Yeah.
Honest reviewers like Suit Williams out here getting his account banned by Cage Match. I think he's fighting a review right now, a review process or whatever to try to get that back. He reviews everything. Reviews AEW, reviews
there's also a point
WWE.
There's also a point where, a couple weeks ago, like Cage Match, a lot of people at Cage Match, they fucking had it with this stuff in the online stuff of going to Cage Match and airing grievances and, bots and fake accounts or whatever else. So like, it was after that Ospreay and MJF match that went to almost an hour. Like, they were like, I've had enough. And he was like, hey, if we go back to the point where like we banned every account that's not like over 2 years old, I don't give a fuck. That's what he was saying in the thing. I was like, if you want to get these numbers look how they used to look when they made sense, and as opposed to like, oh, this match here is all of a sudden better than, is like one of the greatest WWE matches of all time. Meanwhile, I'm watching, I'm like, this ain't even like the best match that this person had like this month in WWE. What are we talking about?
Since they've done that change, the numbers have looked like on pace a little bit. But I just saw this show and I was just like utterly like bored, confused, and like just wondering why better wrestlers weren't in there having more interesting matches. And then like just seeing like some of the stuff, just like we just see things like the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk match, which is just an embarrassment to the profession, I think. And it was just, the amount of like build up they had going into it to spit that trash out was just unbelievable. We could start at the top, but I don't know which way makes it worse. So
let's go chronological order.
Liv Morgan defeats Rhea Ripley in a weak match, to say the least, via the turn that we all saw coming with Dom Mysterio. And
this match was almost 16 minutes long. It felt like it went 20. They did 8 minutes worth of stuff. Yes. This crowd did not give
more stalling than a Jay White match to begin it.
Yeah, that was part of it too. This crowd did not give a fuck about anything Liv Morgan did in that ring. They only cared about what Rhea was doing in that ring. And then the stuff, the interplay with Dominic happened. And like, I guess I should have said it's doing the general thoughts part, but generally speaking, I think the praise that's coming from this show is the part where like most or all of these storylines made sense for what was happening, what was watching, what was on the video packages, and progressed them forward. The stories aren't the problem. The wrestling is. The wrestling is bad. The wrestling is as uninspired, lazy, no quality control. This is the first match where there's a shoulder injury.
Slam.
Like, almost every single fucking match has someone taking the post shoulder first.
We were counting this in real time as the show was going on.
I didn't know that.
I know you watched after me, but it was like, yeah, man. Here, someone's working the shoulder again. Well, the next person's working the shoulder again. Here it goes, another turnbuckle spot.
We get to a spot in this match where Rhea she sells that she separated her shoulder. Fine job of selling it. She pops it back in the socket. It happens again, and Liv grabs a chair because she's going to take the DQ out. Rhea then, while in the ring with the ref may have been taking, I can't remember, with the chair because she's going to take the DQ. She's going to hit Rhea to, championship advantage. She loses but retains the title. She has a chair cocked and ready to swing. She watches Rhea pop her shoulder back into the fucking socket by pulling on it and then jamming her shoulder into the top turnbuckle at least 3 times. Maybe 4, but at least 3 times. Hit her with the chair! Get the fuck out of there!
Bro. Some of the Rhea Ripley shoulder stuff was just like some of the most ridiculous shit I've ever watched. Just like seeing the way it like paced into the match. Like, this is going to sound crazy, but this like is why I hate selling. Like, or in specifically like body part selling, because I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to like follow what you're doing, and then you stand back up and start doing moves again, and then like now you're not injured no more, and I'm like,
well,
I have to think about all this extra shit that I don't want to think about.
But the shoulder makes sense. Like your shoulder pops out of socket, that means your arm can't rotate, move, lift, or whatever else, depending on how bad it's popped out. You can pop it back. People do in sports have their shoulders pop back in the socket. It hurts like hell when it gets popped back in, but they're able to use it again. It does happen. And also the idea that like it pops out twice, like that is like the more once you pop it out, the percentage that it pops out again is like a lot more. So like her shoulder popping out of socket in the middle of a fight and twice isn't something that I can't suspend my disbelief for, because that's something that I can. That's something that is realistic. My problem is if you got the chair to swing the fucking thing, don't let her pop back in socket. Just while she's banging her shoulder, trying to get it right, while she's trying to, hit the remote to get the batteries to work in the remote control, hit her with the fucking chair, get the fuck out of there. It was one of those things where it's like, I can't suspend my disbelief long to believe that she's dumb enough to be stupefied that not the first time she pops her socket out, the second time. It was the first time, okay, that's gross. She couldn't believe she actually had the balls to do that, to get back in the game by popping her shoulder back socket. She did it twice. If she's gonna do it twice, if she's gonna do it a second time, you believe that she can do it. You saw it the first time. Hit her with a chair, get the fuck out of there.
I think this match fundamentally passes one of the Rich Latta no-fly zones. Diminutive heel woman beating up babyface giant never works for me ever. And it goes all the way back to AJ Lee being a heel and beating people up, and then Alexa Bliss, and then the person who's carried that torch, Liv Morgan. And I'm glad we've got to Liv. And on a fitting week, I can bring the Zoom back. Look me in the eyes. Liv Morgan will never win. This match, James, she retained the championship.
Yep.
That is a booking decision. When she came out of this, she was at best the third most important person on screen.
Absolutely.
Not Dom.
Yep.
Not Rhea Ripley, who has been wrong. But you're just out here running away with the championship and this sorry-ass nigga, essentially. Does this feel like winning?
Nope.
Still a loser.
Yep.
This person is allergic to winning.
Yep. And the entire gimmick now is that like she's going to hold this title and Dom is going to cheat for her because she cannot win. That's literally the gimmick. Is she's a loser that needs the crush of someone. Like, he may as well be Ellsworth.
James, there was a threat going into this. We talked about it last week.
Yep.
This might have been the most dangerous Liv has ever been. She had a chance to show me once that she was a winner at least once.
And what made it worse is is the way it was done. She didn't know. This wasn't the plan. Dom had a change of heart and it saved her because she was fucking cooked. She had no idea that Dom was going to run with her. She didn't have it in the bag.
She was chose, James.
Yeah.
They trying to get chose. This was Liv Morgan trying to get chose.
Yeah, not a winner, man.
Unreal. So he kisses her and makes out, and they're just acting like this man was responsible for a death or something. Like they're going in on this man like he's Rob Feinstein, who was hanging around the WWE all weekend and all that. I
don't even know who that dude was until this weekend.
Yeah, they're just yelling at him and going crazy, and I'm just like, the crowd pops more for the kiss than anything in the match.
Definitely.
Yeah, this was bad all around. But it is only the beginning, James. We're just getting started. Yeah, so we end up getting the I'm yawning. It's a SummerSlam review.
Then we get LA Knight. This is LA Knight match, right?
No. Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn.
Oh, that's right. That's the third match. Yes. We get Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. This match is a good match that goes 5 minutes and change, and you get the hell out of there. It was like, bro, can y'all give me more? Because like I'm not sure after this first match and what else is to come with Nia Jax and a title match, and like there's gonna be enough good wrestling to spare on here. Like, can we stretch out the good wrestling? No? Okay, it went 5 minutes. Braun got his moves in, looked impressive. Crowd oohed and awed. Sammy sold his ass off. Braun then, at one point, he goes for a spear. He ends up taking the shoulder. He ends up taking the shoulder first. He ends up selling his shoulder. He overcomes it eventually. And hits
shoulder.
Another shoulder. Ends up hitting 2 spears, gets the win. Good match for what it lasted, but don't last 5 minutes.
I have not a lot of analysis to add here. I feel like it was probably better. It would have been better for Sami Zayn if he just FedExed the belt in, because that was this is a lay down, a walk through, and quite frankly, I look at Sami Zayn and I was like, this kind of disrespectful. You gonna do this to him at a SummerSlam? But
hey man, he chose.
More choosing.
Yeah.
Up next, my favorite match of the night, simply by sheer will of this happening. But before we get to that, they showed LA Knight backstage. And they showed him next to a Prime truck. And he cut a little promo on the camera or whatever. He was talking shit. And then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna break these windows. Like he got it in his mind that he was gonna do that. So he grabs, I don't know what the fuck he grabs. He grabs like something to try to bust a window. He cocks that shit back, swings with all of his might, and that window does not fucking move the first time. Like I saw that shit. I was like, I took a screen cap of that with him like going like this, and I put, "Have you ever walked your enemy down?" Like.
What is wrong with you, man?
He then got it to break the second time, but it didn't shatter. It just kind of like fell, so it wasn't quite what they was looking for. But then we got into the match, and Logan Paul makes
the
his
5%
entrance.
tense is crazy, man.
Yeah, Logan Paul makes his entrance, and then he walks by a certain security guard that's like kind of looking down and shit. He pulls that shit off, and this Machine Gun Kelly, and I'm just like, oh my God. What are we doing?
I saw that.
Remember, they're in Cleveland.
Yeah.
They can't bring LeBron James out. He's in the Olympics.
LeBron was never coming to the WWE again. I saw him, and I was like, where's Kevin Owens to powerbomb this man?
Yeah, he should have his head on a swivel.
I guess, late, stuck in traffic, I guess.
Yeah. Didn't know he was going to be needed, Well, he walks out there. Logan Paul's got the Cleveland Browns colors on, U.S. belt. LA Knight comes out. And then they have this match that's just based on LA Knight punching and kicking. And then Logan Paul, like, it's kind of going slow to start, and they're brawling around and all that.
Memphis punching. Yes. Must note that, them punches would come from below the shoulder.
Logan Paul does essentially a golden triangle, moonsault to the outside of the ring from the middle of the rope, and the match kind of cranks up from there. Kind of the climax of it is like this sick, and I mean sick, brainbuster that LA Knight gives Logan Paul, a shoot brainbuster, some people might add. Some people would disagree, saying that Logan Paul doesn't have brains for a brainbuster, but we will get there in a moment. But yeah, and then Logan Paul tries to go for all the stuff he's been doing in a lot of his matches, the cheating that he's done. He gets handed to Nux.
Here we go.
LA Knight lifts him up for a back suplex into the ring. Gets clocked with the Nux. Then he stands up immediately like nothing happened. Reverses a attempt for the buckshot lariat into the blunt force trauma finishing move. Pins Logan Paul pretty much immediately. James, you have the timestamp on what happened here?
Yes. So I'm watching it on delay, so I have a copy of the show. And he hits it with the Nux, and I'm like, okay. So then, it looks like he's going for the Adam Page buckshot lariat. And then LA Knight gets up, sidesteps, and then his finish, the blunt force trauma, and pins. I was like, wait, hold on. He just hit him with brass knucks. What the fuck is this? I started laughing.
Is there a skip?
I rewind it. He is hit with the knucks. And then 20 seconds later, he's pinned. 20 seconds later, Logan Paul's pinned. Literally 20 seconds. And when I say 20
that's
seconds,
an extreme change of fortune.
Now, Rich, you said that he got right back up. No, he didn't get right back up, Rich. He wouldn't have. If this had been a boxing match, LA Knight, when he hit the deck, he would not have gotten up in time to beat the 10 count.
Oh, wow.
He got up at 9. He got to his feet at 9. He's winning the championship 11 seconds later. What?
If you say this on the timeline, the bots will come get you. Yeah, man. I thought the finish was a little crazy, whatever, but by that point, I was already in off the 2 other big spots.
I thought
it was
this
funny.
match was fun as hell. This match overachieved. Look, there was a spot where there was a scramble of them like trying to reverse each other, and like they both got to their feet, and and Logan Paul rocked LA Knight with a right hook, and he dropped LA Knight, and like it was a potato. And early in the match, like Logan Paul's face was all busted up from catching one of the Memphis punches. Like this was a receipt. But it was obviously done for effect though. But I was like, look, man, they out here having a match. They are having a match.
I gotta say, man.
But look, the fact that it was that stupid finish, it didn't ruin it for me. It made it. In fact, the hilarity made me enjoy the match more. It was like, this is so ridiculous. Whatever. We can shoot brain bumps over the side from LA Knight on the Logan Paul, the celebrity. Whatever, man. There are the rules. There are the rules. Whatever.
I gotta admit, James, I kind of like LA Knight. I kind of like LA Knight a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, dummy. Bro,
Yeah.
Happy for him. The dude showed up in NXT when NXT was dead. He made a spot for himself. And then he works hard. He cuts good promos. You can say about how much about The Rock and Austin or Ric Flair it is, whatever else. There's still quality promos. Show up on the main roster. And look, he's like one of them dudes where it's like, hey, we can always go with a future play, or we can go out here and we can go get this guy, and we can plug him in. He immediately be good right now. He'd be a quality player right now. He immediately became a quality player. It was long overdue for him to become a single champion in WWE. He got it here. Congrats to him. This is a cherry on top after all these years. Remember, this dude was roommates in NXT, and when it was FCW with Dean Ambrose. This is a success story for him. This is a success story, and this dude was overlooked or whatever else. And obviously, there's a lot of talent in American Indies, and he's not the cream of the crop. But this is a dude that should have always had a spot somewhere on someone's American television, and he's made the best for himself here at a time where you never would have thought that he would have made it. You never would have thought he would have made it when he showed up, and he made it. I'm happy for him.
This man said, fuck it, I believe in me.
Right.
So I think that's something to be commended. I will not, however, go as far as to say karmic justice was served.
Oh, no.
Like many fans were saying, that's why he lost the U.S. title, because
it ain't.
His thoughts on the boxer and the lady boxer, and it was like,
it ain't that.
No, it's not. Like, if anything, Logan Paul's
he's getting promoted up the card. He's dropping. This is like remember when we were talking about this when Tam lost the white belt to Kamatani, put the white belt on her. It's like this isn't a demotion. She's not going down the card. Her and Julie about to chase the red belt for a year, and she just got. And Kamatani is the person that got her into the business. This, if anything, this is a promotion. This Logan Paul thing after this match with LA Knight. In the match he had with Roman or with Seth or with all the other people, the triple threat match with at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens and Orton.
He fought Cody a couple months ago.
He's going up the card. He's getting promoted.
He's going to fight Walter eventually.
Like, he's a future champion. He's a future top champion candidate. He absolutely is. And I'm not saying about whether or not he deserves to be based off the stupid shit he said. Look, if it were my company, I would have reprimanded him, suspended him, fined him, whatever else. This ain't the company that's gonna do that.
Yeah.
So for those that think he's been this is his punishment, we'll check back in a year. We'll check back in the next 6 months to a year. When he's out here, in a semi-main event of a WrestleMania next year or some shit like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, shouldn't they make him wrestle CM Punk at some point? Just cause.
Nah. We can't be fucking long Paul matches at this point.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Up next, women's title match, straight out of the 1980s WWF house show loop. Nia Jax versus Bayley. James, they were going as far on commentary to reference back to NXT TakeOver London. So it's like now they have backstories and history in WWE now.
Rich.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Rich.
What's up?
That match was good.
Yeah. You know why?
Because Bayley could move better back then.
They were 10 years younger. Yeah, man, I did not like this very much. I thought this was a 1-star match. I have 3 1-star matches on this show.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say it's a below average match. I would not say it was a flat out bad match, but whatever.
It felt like the crowd was just like not.
The crowd didn't give a fuck about this match.
They didn't give a fuck.
This might have been the deadest the crowd been at any point except for like before the run-ins happened in the main event, maybe.
Bro, when I heard these 2 theme songs back to back when they came out, I immediately wanted to strangle Def Rebel, anybody involved in the production. Anytime I hear that choir to begin Bayley's song, she is a babyface. Am I correct?
Yep.
This does not inspire. This does not uplift. This does not make the head nod. This does not.
Shout out to everybody focusing in on telling this story for SummerSlam, the 3rd biggest show of the year, by having Bayley versus somebody from her past that injured her, and then Bayley say, I'm not the Bayley from NXT with the side ponytail, all that stuff. Her to then literally come out when the tassels, dressed like fucking Macho Woman, like it's 2015 through 17 all over again, except she shaved the side of her head, she has no side ponytail. She's wearing the same shit she would have wore 7 years ago. Awesome, great. Cinema, Rich. This is a cinema promotion, we were told.
I saw this, and this match is lumbered around. Lots of selling, lots of nerve holds.
They put yes. There was a nerve hold in the middle of the match. There was. Nia put a nerve hold on.
You're in a fucking stadium, man. What are you doing? It all kind of climaxes to Bayley walking across the ring with Nia Jax, legs wrapped around the head, marches forward with her, power bombs her.
Crowd went nuts for that because, as I've always say about this, when it comes to lifting strength or whatever else, like people, when you see the size match or whatever else, people forget like, oh yeah, people squat twice their body weight all the time. These people work out all the time. They just forget. Forget. Like, remember we talk about when Saddam Singh with Kenny Omega's like, yes, Kenny Omega absolutely can get him up. But people don't pop because they can't imagine it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you lift the shack on your shoulders. I squat 450 pounds, Shaq don't weigh 300 or don't even weigh 400. What are you talking about?
Hold on, man. I know somebody that works out regularly. I'm going to contact them and ask him what he squats. Hold on. But yeah, man. This all kind of culminates. Bayley kind of has the advantage. And all of a sudden, it's Tiffy time. Starts playing. The crowd goes fucking nuts, and I'm like, oh, here comes a cash in. And I'm like, why the fuck would she cash in on the match while it's still going?
Well, they were both laid out.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. All right. I was like, I'd just wait till after the match and then beat somebody down, but whatever. She gets knocked off the apron by Bayley. Nia squishes her in the corner, then brings her to the other corner, gives her the Annihilator.
2 bonsai drops. Yeah.
Several times. And then I'm like, oh shit, Bayley's not kicking out. And then I was like, hold on, what? Like, it was a slow motion. I was like, I saw that third hand coming down. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then it's Nia Jax time.
The second that Tiffany Stratton got her cashing out thwarted and she didn't cash it in, I was like, and then when they grabbed Nia grabbed her, I was like, oh, this is over. She's about to hit her with the bonsai again. And then she got her again. I was like, oh, it's definitely, she ain't kicking out. Like the whole match was can Bayley survive one of them? She survived one of them, and then like Bayley hit the elbow drop, and Nia kicked out of that. Like it was over. She hit 2 of them in a row. It was a wrap. So they put the belt on one of the worst wrestlers in the company's history. Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah.
What happened to women's wrestling?
Yo,
It's
this is
2024
bad,
year. We gotta get rid of it.
This is bad, dog. Like they might.
Ring of Honor is a lone company. It's just doing women's wrestling right in the world. That's all we got. It's bizarre world. It used to be that Tony Khan could put women's wrestling worth a damn, and we had Stardom. We had some of the women's WWE, some of Bianca Belair. The tables have turned.
Yeah,
up is down.
Well, y'all been waiting for it. Singles match: Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Drew McIntyre wins. As the humiliation ritual for CM Punk commences. I hear all the hype, the excitement for Big CM to make his return to WWE. Everybody's going crazy or at least online, not really in the buildings like that. Some of his promos have been like not connecting, and Drew McIntyre has been running the Hater World Tour on this man. Punk's been fucking this guy left and right. Yeah. Day before the match, CM Punk's like, y'all about to see violence like y'all never fucking seen before, essentially. That was a fucking lie. I saw this. I thought this. I laughed out loud. I immediately went to work on Twitter. I was just reminded by the words that was once rapped by 21 Savage in the XXL Cypher in 2016. You an old nigga. Man, you washed up. Like, that's what this is, man. Like, Drew McIntyre was hitting him so much harder than CM Punk was hitting Drew McIntyre, and he looked frail. He was sucking wind for minutes at a time while no action was happening. Seth Rollins shows up. Looks like he raided Teddy Hart's closet for the pants. He comes out, referee gear. Michael Cole just thinks you're a fucking idiot and a buffoon. He's going on and on about, oh my God, it's Shades of 97. And it's like, yes, we can clearly see the big long haired motherfucker wearing all black to the ring, and a person dressed like Bret Hart, and a referee wearing some fucking foolishness. Like, what do you think they were going for, Michael Cole? And then we get to the execution of the quote-unquote story within the match.
Before we get there, not only is this CM Punk cosplaying as Bret Hart, this is CM Punk, paying homage to Bret Hart. This is CM Punk paying homage to CM Punk at SummerSlam 2012, paying homage to Bret Hart.
Yeah, Inception.
This is where I am so out of so many ideas, and then you see this match and it's like, oh, this also shades of him versus Lesnar, except Paul Heyman is the bracelet in this situation. Let's go through the match. Let's go through the match. I'm finna
James,
go ahead.
It's almost like how Prince used to say, pretty soon they're gonna be sampling the sample. Like
I'm out of ideas.
Yo.
I'm out of ideas.
I thought this was really bad, and it was something that I think a lot of people had coming.
The wrestler was pedestrian, and then the story made it worse.
What I want to know is, how did this shit turn from a blood feud where two niggas want to kill each other and all this shit to
and people can stretch it off?
Yeah, like in McIntyre literally carrying him into the arena, which is a euphemism for the entire feud and match. He was going to have to carry this old man, but it broke down into Cinema Fest. It broke down into...
This is symbolism porn.
Oh my God.
This is Triple H and CM Punk on the phone planning for him to come back last year, at the end of last year. And Triple H being like, you know what, man? They don't tell stories how you sell stories. You know what I mean? In fact, hold on. Let me. I've done this bit before. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you with this. And he reaches underneath the desk and he pulls out the fucking sledgehammer. This is all you need. You have a prop that represents something to you, right? You fight over it. You use it. It becomes part of your character. Flaws and all, right?
People acting surprised, James.
Like when you are dead to rights and you got one last gasp, what you do is you reach for the sledgehammer and someone steps on the sledgehammer head saying that it's over for you. And then they grab a sledgehammer and they hit you in the face. That's how you lose WrestleMania 28 to The Undertaker and for end of an era in Hell in a Cell. This time, we gonna get you a fucking replaceable bracelet as a millionaire pro wrestler. It's not your wedding band, not your marriage certificate, not your tuxedo you got married in, Go, Rich. Go. Before I fucking overboard and lose my fucking mind. Rich.
People acting so confused that CM Punk would use an inanimate object as a prop. Like, this motherfucker wasn't walking around with a red bag last year, James. Like, carrying the bag for weeks and weeks before anybody knew what was in it. We didn't know that was the world belt in there. He was just carrying a fucking bag.
Hell, the promo that led to MJF dog collar match. He brought a bag out. Will you be my Valentine?
This is up his alley.
I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is
what I'm saying. This is not some CM Punk clearly disagrees with this. No. Like, don't get me wrong. I think I definitely think. Well, I will say. Well, look, what I'm gonna say is this: for a person that consistently got himself in trouble everywhere he was over fighting for his character, this was the death of the character this weekend. There is no way. Because I'm already angry, so I'm going to go with the jokes, right? When I was talking about this in the thread that has Dave Finishell and Caleb Baldwin in it. Shout out to Caleb, shout out to Dave. Caleb was trying to defend this by saying, there's sentimentality to these things, right? Like my dad, the wristband to my dad's watch, I believe, he said broke, and like I kind of lost it or whatever else. And then I had to say to him, look, man, I mean this with all due respect, and I hope you take this as jokes. I don't mean you any harm whatsoever. But your guy was Christian Cage, and I'm going to use a Christian Cage line on you. Your father is dead. AJ and Larry the dog are amongst the living last I checked. This isn't we talked, as I mentioned earlier, because earlier in the conversation I pointed out, like, this is a hodgepodge of different things that some babyface cannot focus on the task at hand because they're so caught up in whatever else is distracting them, or they're enraged, they can't handle themselves, they can't control their fucking emotions. And it always makes people look bad. But at least in the case of the two matches I mentioned from WWE lore, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 2012, Punk lost because he kept having the option to get his hands on the fight Brock or get his hands on Paul Heyman after Paul Heyman the month before Money in the Bank cracked his fucking the back of his skull in with a ladder, and he was bleeding out the back of his head to betray CM Punk. I can live with that. That's a reasonable emotion of you don't know how to handle this because you're fresh off of somebody that was your manager fucking you over, and you're in the middle of a fight because of him. Look, a match finish that literally made me get up and walk out without saying bye to anybody. And then I was so mad I left my phone. I had to go walk back up the stairs, grab the phone, not say goodbye to people for a second time, and leave. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, last man standing. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa was the best man at Gargano's wedding. They're in the middle of this match after Gargano has been turned on by his former tag team partner earlier in the year, earlier in time. They're fighting each other for the second time after having a brutal all-time great match. Tommaso Ciampa takes off Gargano's wedding band and spits on the fucking thing, which causes Johnny Gargano to lose his fucking mind because this is the dude that was the best man at his wedding.
The finish was preposterous. He wild E Coyote off the fucking ramp, and then he in kayfabe blew out his knee so he couldn't make the 10 count. And I believe Ciampa was handcuffed for the last part of the match. That was bad. This was fucking worse. You are a multi-millionaire. Hell, let's forget that part. You are a grown-ass man. You are in your 40s, dog. You have a bracelet that you got recently that you could go recreate by going to a Michael's, a Joann Fabrics, any craft store in any metropolitan area. They're in Cleveland. They don't have craft stores in Cleveland, Ohio, and Northeast Ohio. Where do you think they got all the posters to make all those LeBron posters all them years you was watching them in the queue? Anyway, Drew McIntyre has this thing on his wrist. So, CM Punk gets the Anaconda Vice, and then he sees the bracelet on Drew's arm, and he takes it off. Fine. That's a good storyline. He took it off, and he slaps it back on her here. That's how he's going to continue the match. Match continues. CM Punk has the match now won because about to have a match won because he has McIntyre on his fucking shoulders about to deliver the GTS. He's dead to rights. Until he looks at the ref, Seth Rollins, and sees that he is now wearing the bracelet because he's special guest ref. And every time we've ever seen a ref a match where shit ends up on the mat, the ref picks it the fuck up. CM Punk, unaware of how pro wrestling works, the character, not the man, not Phil Brooks, the CM Punk character freaks the fuck. Throws a 207, a dude's listed at 270 pounds and 6'5" off his shoulders to say, hey, what are you doing with that bracelet? That's my bracelet.
That man's trying to reclaim his property.
You've seen Full Metal Jacket, right?
Yes.
This is my gun. There are others like it. This is my bracelet. There are others like it, but this is my special fucking bracelet. Anyway, he freaks out. He gets to a shoving contest with Seth over a fucking replaceable bracelet. This millionaire grown-ass man. And then proceeds to, at every turn, continue to lose the match. He loses the match. And then on commentary after he loses the match, Michael Cole says, I hate to say it, but this is on CM Punk because he couldn't control his emotions. The story is that he's a dumbass. They killed... For a person that walked away from the top of the promotion in 2014 to another promotion and leaves after being at the top of that promotion and then comes back to this promotion, seemingly set to go back to the top because obviously there's not that many people that have that kind of attraction as a fan base that can attract fans like CM Punk. For him to then allow them to let this happen, I shit you not, Rich. I am more mad at CM Punk for letting his character go this way than what he did in AEW when he's out here trying to choke motherfuckers, not letting motherfuckers in the buildings, starting fights with motherfuckers, lying to motherfuckers about they trying to enter his dog for fucking sympathy, going to dirt sheets, spreading lies, and then saying that other people are spreading lies too, like he's fucking Trump in Russia. Look, bro, I can deal with all that because at the end of the day, I can just put that in a nice little box and put it to the side and say, hey, man, that's bullshit. That sucks. However, when you're on TV, I enjoy the TV that you do. I did not enjoy this TV, Rich. This was fucking awful. This is a character assassination. After last week when I just screamed my lungs out for 40 minutes of what they did to Saya Kamatani, I'm not even a Saya Kamatani fan like that. I'm more of a fan through the Tamacano influence tree and like your fandom of her. I was a big CM Punk fan. His character's funked. He's done. It's a wrap. Throw him over the banister. Put him into the river. Fuck. No, and at the end of it, his character, the most fitting part, I'm going to let this hand the baton to you. At the end of it, it's quite ironic that at the end of it, his character, after all, is an empty-headed dumb fuck. Go ahead, Rich.
The old school MMA badass. The person to bring legitimacy to all this stuff. The tough guy. The guy that's going to bleed buckets. The fighter. The master strategist. The student of the game. Influenced by pro wrestling. Bret Hart. Ricky Steamboat.
Tracy Smothers.
Had his skull cracked for the love of the game before. Head trainer of Ring of Honor in 2004. What else we got? Harley Race. All up in smoke to do the bullshit. And a theme of this show, James, he chose. But actually, he's stuck with it. Because you got no choice. This you. This is the future that you're ready for. This is where these chickens, they come home and they roosting right now, James. They roosting. Hey, you wanted to what did I say a lot? He wanted to do WWE and AEW. Well, he's back doing WWE now, except he didn't know it looked like this. Holy shit,
bro! I could not. Now I don't know what I think. What made me mad was the part where like I get spoiled on shit. Cause I've watched these shows on the lake. It's like I'm not watching these ads. Right, like I know they're gonna make me. They're gonna make me
by the way, they're getting worse.
Right, so I'm watching the day after. Why the fuck did none of y'all tell me this was happening? I just spoiled all sorts of shit. Right, I got it. Look, bro, I found out about this right last weekend. Right, I got a push notification from my phone from like the news app that NASCAR Tour was Red Belt champion. Like, I already got spoiled on it, but like, if I hadn't like looked at my phone, I would have got spoiled that way, right? This is, like, I get spoiled on all sorts of things in wrestling, whatever. I miss out, whatever else, and it sucks. Why can I got spoiled on this? Like, push notification. CM Punk, dumbass, loses because he's more worried about a fucking bracelet than beating Drew McIntyre at the 8-month build. No. So a day later, I found out I'm literally I'm so mad at this. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at Jeremy. I'm mad at Josh. I'm mad at Dan. I'm mad at Jamie. I'm mad at what we do. I know it makes no sense. That's how mad I am at this shit. I'm like, why the fuck? All the dumb shit I get spoiled on, all the shit I actually care about. Why didn't y'all let me know that this is gonna be some bullshit? No, I could have been like able to detach from this. This made me literally mad. All the stuff I said about that shit, I'm dead serious. This made me more mad than anything he did to damage AEW. I'm dead ass serious. I was furious. You did all this fighting about your character. Oh my god. Look what Hangman Adam Cole did when he talked about workers' right. He's killing me as a babyface. You know what kills you as a babyface? The fucking fighting over a fucking bracelet makes kills you as a babyface. You a grown ass man, dog. Hey man, let's move, bro. Let's move. This is fucking ridiculous. 2024 CM Punk, put him in a coffin. Nominee right now.
Line him up.
Here.
Line him up.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable.
Fuck the bracelet. We don't care. We don't believe you. You need more people.
I can't. A fucking bracelet, bro. A bracelet.
Look.
Dog.
We should go down the list, James. CM Punk or Patrick Ewing in Seattle. CM Punk, Hakeem Olajuwon on Toronto. CM Punk, Willie Mays as a Met. CM Punk, Vince Carter as a Hawk.
Nah, I got one for you. CM Punk, Dwayne Wade back with the Heat in 2009 or 18.
Woo! Andy from Chicago. Yeah. You got that one. We will leave it there. Yeah, man. Yeah, CM Punk, Bret Hart, and WCW. Wow.
Bret Hart was better.
Look,
all
I'm about to say,
Hart was
at
better.
least Bret had one good angle. Shit. He had a match with Ric Flair, at least. Shit.
You let me know when we get that CM Punk Benoit tribute match.
Yeah.
Level quality match from CM Punk. I think it was old man selling that match. Like look, bro, it made me think a lot of like the Edge WWE stuff, right? When he came back. It was like, he's playing the old guy, they just can't, that's holding on to whatever else. Okay, fine. Edge actually brought Beth Phoenix out for an angle. He doing this shit, bro. I don't want to speak on this. I'm not finna speculate. Like, if he want to do this, he needs to try to bring out AJ.
Disgusting. I will jump on the hate train after that. And they bring AJ Lee out this motherfucker.
Wait, you think bringing out AJ Lee would have been worse than this fucking bracelet thing? Are you kidding me?
I have a decade-old beef with this.
I understand it. I'm saying, just fundamentally speaking, him fighting over AJ is more important. Like, let's say he accidentally bumped, they were tussling or whatever else, and he ended up getting bumped and AJ falls or whatever else, right? Damn, some distress shit, right? That's better. That's a better reason to be upset and furious than this fucking bracelet.
At least she's a pro wrestler, so it's like, look, the original Liv Morgan, the original Alexa Bliss, AJ Lee right there. Motherfuckers just going crazy. Like, I'm like, I don't fucking get it. Her offense looks like you can't break grape. Like, you couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight with it.
Look, y'all in the comments speculating. I told y'all, look, y'all, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying that shit was awful, bro. That shit was awful. That shit was awful.
I hated this.
That's it. You cannot reasonably expect the average person to watch that shit and be like, wait, he's losing his train of thought fighting against another dude that's dangerous over a fucking bracelet?
They should have came up with something else.
The wedding band, something. You gotta come up with something better than that. If that's the route you're gonna go for, you gotta come up with something better than that. It's awful.
Yeah, it's
one of the worst things. It's one of the worst things WWE's done in a minute.
Yeah. I mean, this is what they are. Drew signed his deal. He's cool with taking the check.
Look. Y'all want to do that? Fine by me. It don't affect me none. It makes him like I played a piss, not me.
Like Drew McIntyre he can go back to trolling. He can get in a few with someone else and be just fucking fine. Right. Seth Rollins, he's a fucking buffoon, so it doesn't matter anyway.
No. Seth's like, hey. He's gonna embarrass himself. This fine by me. It don't affect me none.
Look, I just want to know, when that door is closed, James, we always talk about the door is closed, and then they send that motherfucker out there. Are they turning around and laughing behind his back? I just want to know.
Anybody that knows what the hell they're doing is
there a group chat amongst the top guys of WWE trying to get this nigga to crash out?
Probably. And two of them was in that ring with him on Saturday too.
All right, man.
Look, bro, you think Drew McIntyre gives a fuck about? Man, fuck this nigga.
He don't give a fuck about at all.
Yeah, get him out of here,
bro. What do you think Roman Reigns was thinking when he was watching this shit? He was like, "Oh my god!"
He smirked.
Yo, yeah,
45.
Unreal.
He's 45.
Bring AJ Styles back. Where's AJ Styles at? Get him out here for CM Punk. Maybe I would have.
Nah.
Man. World Heavyweight title match. Gunther versus Damian Priest. Gunther
this match was very good. This match was very good. I wish we had a different finish, but as far as making the belt more about Gunther than actually about like the breakup of Judgment Day or whatever else. But I mean, that was the theme of the show.
Yeah. I think Damian Priest is kind of masqueraded as a world champion, quote unquote. when Gunther won this thing, it felt like obviously like an inevitability.
Yep.
But I couldn't help but think how stupid I thought all this was, because I was like, Gunther should be feuding with Cody. This is stupid.
Yep.
Like, I don't.
I mean,
and then knowing who Cody was about to wrestle like minutes later, I was like, absolutely the fuck not.
Yep, I agree.
You know, they tried or whatever, but at the end of the day, Priest is not on that level, so they were fine enough in the match. But I thought the whole turn and all that was ridiculous. I thought the way that he did his finish to him and then unnaturally rolled him over to the rope.
He voluntarily rolled him to the rope.
Yeah, it was like, all right, dog, you fucked this up. And then how they did, you know, the leg thing. Balor turns around like we didn't see him. Like James, like 50,000 people in the stadium didn't see him. We all didn't see him. And then he does his face.
No, Rich, you're mistaken. He did that on purpose. And you know why I know he did it on purpose to turn away? Because they did that with Jimmy Uso at SummerSlam last year.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's the, oh my God, who is this guy? You already face the camera, you know, and it turns away. Bro, I shit you not. Balor turned to symbolize the fact he's turning his back on Priest, right? Yeah. He turned and sat there, and literally, bro, he sat there for 30 seconds. Want to know how I know? Because I went back and played it because they showed a replay of what happened.
They kept the camera on Finn Balor for like 3 minutes, it seemed like.
It was 30 seconds, Rich. He turned, he screwed his friend, turned his back for the camera shot. Then they showed a replay of Balor, of a Priest rolling Gunther to the fucking rope to begin with. So that Balor can then grab the rope, grab the leg and put it on the rope. And then and then they cut back, right? And they're showing Priest look at the Jumbotron, seeing that he got fucked by his friend, and then they cut back to Balor, and Balor's still in position, still like this. And I was like, oh my God. This is so, like, these people don't behave and react in the ring like they are in a play. They're reacting as if, like, this is all going to be, like, edited and post and fixed up perfectly. And it's like, you got to sit still so we can show the replay of what they saw. It was clear as day.
Look, Gunther.
Whatever, man.
Gunther, the one true badass and fighter and doesn't want bullshit. How do you set up his championship reign? This man backdoors his way into the world title.
I mean, look, he's a heel, whatever. It don't hurt. Look, the same thing with Drew McIntyre. You want to make Priest in battle like fools? Whatever. It don't affect me. I got the belt. I'm going to be on top. I'm going to be in the top program. They can have their feud elsewhere. It won't be around me. I'll be away from that. So y'all got it. Go ahead. Go ahead and do dumb shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. So after this, I was like, all right, Gunther's the champion. Whatever. Like, this guy is the best wrestler in WWE history. I saw him, like, you know, rise up throughout this whole Intercontinental title reign pretty much. They can't keep a belt off of him. They got to put a belt on him. So it's like, there's not really like that many exciting things to do with him. So like, I fear that they're going to just say, you know what we did with you, we had you straight wrestle pretty much last time you had the belt. Now we're going to make you cheat. We're going to make you do bullshit with the belt. That's what I feel like is on deck here. Gunther should have been the one to end up beating Cody for the belt.
Even if it's not beating Cody, he should have been facing him after what they did at Royal Rumble that was so good to begin with. Like, they're naturally a fit for each other. Like, you get Cody a hot program against a built up opponent, and you beat a top baby or top heel with a top baby face. Like, that would have been a great summer for Cody. They decided to do this. Whatever. Keep them away from each other. That guy said save that for down the road or whatever else. Just hoping they don't fuck up Gunther along the way.
Yeah, I heard Randy Orton's going to be Gunther's first opponent. And
so he's still gatekeeping. He's still a gatekeeper after all these years.
That's a Kane defense for Gunther. And I guess, you know, that's why, you know, if you go back to King of the Ring, they did that goofy finish essentially to leave a breadcrumb, you know. Jesus. And then we got Cody Rhodes versus the swaggerless one, Solo Sikoa.
Bro.
Now, James, this is 2 years in a row that this family has sent somebody sorry out there to main event against the world champion. When will they stop?
Oh, bro, never. Wait till next year, bro. They are so far in on these Floridian Panhandle Floridian Samoans that they out here grabbing motherfuckers from a different island now to do a storyline as far as who's the real bloodline. Now
they put Zilla Fatu in the stands and they have fans saying, "Yeah, they're gonna bring him in next." This guy, we don't even know if he's trained.
Rich, did Roman Reigns' shirt say OTC?
It did.
Does that stand for official or original tribal chief?
Yes. The lady made it very clear after the show. That's what it stood for.
Who would buy that shirt?
I think it's gonna go because I kind of activated the Bloodline Defense Squad on Twitter. I had a viral tweet, James. 1.2 million impressions, 18,000 likes. It was crazy. I activated them, but they tried to ratio me. They couldn't. I had way more, positive impressions than anything. They showed Jacob Fatu. It was like a finishing sequence he gave Johnny Gargano. I was like, I forgot what I said. I was like, it used to take a shotgun to beat Gargano or whatever, essentially.
Yeah.
And
so
then I left it there, right?
Right. That's what okay. So that's people that, okay. So that tweet's not even, that tweet's now, that's, okay. That tweet is an observation. That's not an insult or a slight to either one. If anything, and if it was a slight to anything, it'd be the part where like, hey, Johnny Gargano, you've been nerfed, buddy.
But I got so many replies from people just like, this what do you mean? This is a shotgun. This is Jacob Fox. I'm like, bro, I didn't necessarily even, bro. I could even make the argument. I didn't even know it was Jacob Fatu in the ring with him. I was just looking at him just like losing, essentially like that.
Who cares who it is? It's fake. And when it was fake 5 years ago, Johnny Gargano will kick out of it.
I was like, bro, people were listening to all Jacob Fatu's height and weight and all this shit. And people were talking about they hate me for making that post. I was like, yo, y'all have
Do you know how big Keith Lee is? He's bigger than Jacob Fatu.
Bro, I somehow like took a side swipe at Johnny Gargano and kind of like the fall of him, so to say, right? And then I activated the Bloodline Defense Squad, which was amazing. And that's why the tweet was actually good.
Media literacy, man.
Yeah. So let's get to Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. This family keeps sending people in back-to-back SummerSlams to shit the bed, to work the crowd into silence, to come out here and just steal main events. Literally steal stadium main events. That's what they're doing out here. This guy looked like, when I think of like the prototype of wrestler that Solo Sikoa is, right? I feel like there are different versions of this, right? Like there's Evil. And I know people be like, Evil's way fucking better than Solo Sikoa. They serve the same function. Like Nasco Tora. Like, it's like all these fucking shitters, essentially, that come out here and intentionally drag it down.
I will say this. I get what you're saying as far as the function they serve. I'm not exactly sure that Solo Sikoa is aware of what he's trying, or what his intentions are. He's so fucking green that he's like, Nasco Tora Evil, you go out there, you cheat or whatever else, you have people use interference, whatever else. You're supposed to be you're not supposed to be fun to watch because you want babyface to cheer for you. I'm not sure Solo Sikoa knows he's supposed to be doing any of that. I think he's just out there and he's a charisma vacuum.
Yeah, man. This was
bro,
a way.
Think of who his brothers are. Think of who his dad is. Think of who he's related to. Genetics. I'm sorry. Charisma is not genetic. It is. Otherwise, it would rub off on this dude.
This was a way, way, way worse version of what they tried to do at WrestleMania 40. This was a Royal Rumble gauntlet. There were at least 8 men involved in this. The Bloodline Rules match, Cody Rhodes is the master of them. This is such as Hangman Page in a Texas death match. Cody Rhodes, the ruler of the Bloodline Rules match. Apparently,
like the part where you could make that comparison to the match because they're both Bloodline Rules match, and I had to like go back in my mind and be like, wait, what match? And I had to think about it because that match is so superior in every single detail, every single moment, every single maneuver compared to this match. And it's like, you're right. This was basically the template of it, but it's the quality of it is so vast and like I forgot that they were the same match.
Yes, this is like
until you run. I was like, wait, holy shit, this is the same match. And it's so much.
The Emu version
this is embarrassing.
of this.
This is embarrassing.
It was like as wide as the gap is from Roman Reigns to Solo Sikoa is the gap of that match at WrestleMania 40 to this one.
Bro, forget that. The gap in quality of this match, like the difference between like we already talking about Gargano and Ciampa. Gargano and Ciampa in New Orleans and Gargano and Ciampa in the dark in the PC. That's
one final beat?
Yes. That's like, bro, what is this shit?
Yeah.
What? Why did Cody agree to this? Why didn't Cody say, fuck no, he's not a main eventer?
Right. Like, where's the Cody stroke at? Like, they were pulling out The Rock and they were pulling out Cena and The Undertaker. Who'd they pull out? They had Randy Orton take a brisk jog to the ring. And then Kevin Owens. and
Kevin Owens also took a brisk jog to the ring.
Yeah, and Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu.
I want to know, why is it that Jacob Fatu, his mouth is never closed? His mouth is always open. It looked like he's go back and watch. He was out there for like, I don't know, 7 minutes. His mouth is never closed. He's always making this expression like he's about to yell or he's mad or angry. Like
So we got a point from Sue Williams. He says, remember when Bret Hart pitched a fit when Shawn Michaels was going to give the 1-2-3 kid a title shot, and Roman's out here getting these Bozo Stadium main events.
Yeah.
We can see who moving the needle.
Yeah.
The Factory of Sadness was alive and well for 20 minutes on Sunday. Yeah, man. This was shameful.
They did not give a fuck about this match, this main event, until the run-in started happening.
This was a WCW match. Like this
NWO
was
era?
all right.
NWO Nitro? Yeah.
This was Nitro. It was all right. Who's coming out next?
Yep. And then all the bullshit like happened for 2 cells or actually hurts his leg or whatever else off the splash. And then like he's off the table and then the match gets back in the ring and like the crowd dies back down and then there's a double, everybody's on the floor and all of a sudden like the Roman music goes off and people lose their fucking minds. They lose their fucking minds. They came out their seats. They had a religious experience because the tribal chief decided to show up for the first time to work in 4 fucking months. And he shows up. He takes his sweet ass time walking down to that ring because people are like, what's he gonna do? He's gonna get vengeance on Cody, or is he gonna get vengeance on his cousin that took his fucking LLC and his trademarks while he was gone? What do you think? He's gonna fuck up his cousin. Let's try to steal his trap. He's out here on the street selling red magic. It was blue magic before. Yeah, he hits the Superman punch Spears and get the hell out of there, and then Cody, hits the crossroads and gets out of there. Bro, that's another part about it. Cody hit Solo with a crossroads and he kicked out. They were trying to give him stuff. He's cooked, man. Solo's call fucking sucks. Get him off my TV screen. In fact, no, keep him on TV screen. The TV screen should be what is it, UPN? Where is NXT going?
It used to be called UPN. It's a CW.
CW? Send his ass to CW. That's the TV he needs to be on. CW. You skip steps. You cut corners in the process.
They had
this is why you end up with main events that shit the bread like this and the third biggest show of your year. Get it out of here.
They had to have Roman Reigns use his finish to beat this mid-level guy for Cody Rhodes. We should be asking about this and why they're doing this.
I don't think of it that way because there was so much interference in the match. Cody clearly had him beat at multiple times without a match. So if you want to say that, sure. But like in the context of that actual match, like if anything, Roman evened the odds after like the Samoans cheated their ass off for the 59th time of the last 2 years.
Jacob Fatu did a big splash, and so I'm convinced this is a work because something like went off in my head that I didn't think at the time. Very good job selling by him because I had to consider
he had to be off the table so that he didn't interfere with when Roman shows up. Yeah.
No one threw up the X or anything like that. So like, and I think he even committed to the bit while someone caught him wearing a walking boot after. So like, good on him. But
when that actual WWE camera on him, that mouth is open. When he took that picture, his mouth was closed. But when he's out there in front of the audience, that mouth is open. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. Like, bro, I started being like, like, it made me think of Ming. I don't know why. I don't know. It was like, it just like, why is his mouth always
wrong
for 8 minutes? What's going on?
Wrong family tree there. That's the other one.
I know that's the other island. I know that. But maybe he like was watching him or something and he's like, this is my thing so I can look. They should have put Jake Fatu in the fucking match. He should have been the main event.
I agree.
Hell. I mean, not hell, like definitely. Tom was better than him too. Way better than him.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Like, look, when we get Observer or next February, he's getting votes for Soul Code's definitely getting votes for most overpushed.
Oh yeah.
Just because it is.
Absolutely.
Just because it is one match.
Yeah. Wow, Tonga better than some. Wow, Tama Tonga or Solo Sikoa. Boy, that's a good battle of trash right there, boy.
Wait, what's the question?
Tonga Loa versus Solo Sikoa.
I've seen Tama Tonga have a good singles match before. I have yet.
Oh, Tonga Loa.
Yeah. I've seen. Okay.
A man who has botched every maneuver that he's done.
He botched in this match. He was supposed to. Yes. He was supposed to lift up Cody from the corner. He put him in the ropes like 3 feet to the right. Look, man. I don't know the answer to that. Hopefully, we never find out.
Yeah.
SummerSlam. You put 3 years down the line, 2 years down the line. SmackDown Raw. Solo Sikoa versus Tonga Loa. Tell you this right now.
I won't be reviewing it.
Y'all better make sure that Inoki is in that casket and that skeleton won't get out there with that scarf around his neck. They're gonna stop that fucking match, throw a chair by the ring. Is ring the fucking bell, get it out of here. This is New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't speak English. I'm skin and bones. I'm stopping this match. I don't give a fuck. Get it out of here.
So I guess the golden question, James, is this main event better than Undertaker versus Undertaker?
Oh my god. I'm not rewatching to find out. You tell me, Rich.
Is it better than Lex Yoko?
I'm not watching none of this stuff to give an answer on that. It's up to you.
There's no way this is better than Lex Yoko, even with the count out. I'll take Lex Yoko before this.
All right. I'm not arguing one or the other. I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to go through my mind to go through the worst matches in SummerSlam main event history to be like, this is ranked the fifth worst world.
All right. You saw one last year. Last year's match or this one? They setting Cody Rhodes.
I think this one was worse. What do you think?
They had the Usos explode in that one. This is bad too, though, man. God damn. Because, like, not only, they're both weaker versions of matches that we saw before, right?
Yeah.
However, at least, Jay, maybe you thought it could be good, maybe?
Yes.
We all knew Solo Sikoa was going to be trash.
The crowd did bite on the Uso splash was going to get the 3 like it did in that tag match. The crowd did buy that after seeing that finish that they built towards the build to that a couple weeks before then.
I'll go with this one. I'll go with this one being worse. I'll go with this one being worse.
Yeah, I think it's worse too. I mean, it's also more frustrating because, like, at least Jay's an all-time tag wrestler. This motherfuckers prove nothing in pro wrestling other than being related to the Usos in Roman Reigns. This motherfucker continuously proves that he is a nepotism hire. What has he added to pro wrestling?
There's more on deck.
No, Rich, what value has he provided to pro wrestling other than be a fucking body to interfere? He
is the person who finally allowed Roman Reigns to turn babyface.
Yeah, because we couldn't have done that. We definitely couldn't have done that with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Oh no, definitely not. Couldn't have done that with better fucking wrestlers. Absolutely not. It's got to be someone related to them. Even though that family tree is fugazi.
Yes.
Whatever. Whatever.
What an awful show. What a representation of trash. Way to go, Paul Levesque, who walked out there first to get the first pop, of course. A man who has to be glued down,
Rich,
to his seat. I noticed he didn't come out after the show.
Rich, here's the thing. You put out that show. Look, that show's put together, right? That show's put together. He's like, I gotta do something to get the crowd happy. Hit my music. Come out there. And also, another thing we talked about, he did the soundbite, welcome to SummerSlam. They're erasing this Vince McMahon, welcome to WrestleMania, wrestling to these events out of the soundboard. They're getting rid of it. They're replacing it with Stephanie. They're replacing it with Triple H. They're scrubbing the history of Vince McMahon. They are scrubbing the ground with that man. Get all the shit out of there.
It was nice to see Stephanie McMahon show up, and presumably to sign her divorce papers. Corporate officer number 3 possibly signed the divorce papers. I don't know, what's all there, but she was clapping and they cleared all the rows out around her. We didn't want nobody close to Stephanie McMahon at all. But yeah, man. This is a really bad show. And
this is a bad show.
I think people carrying the water for this shit, like, this is disgusting. This might be your sorriest work yet. Because we ain't got to lie, Craig. We ain't got to lie.
The wrestling on this show was crummy. The storylines and the payoffs and the things that will hold their TV down on going to the fall season, I think for the most part, they all worked. So that is worth saying, hey, these storylines going forward have life to them. And they changed, 4 or 5 titles? Whatever. It's a newsworthy show because of the angles and the titles changing. The wrestling on this show was crummy. Unequivocally, undeniably, undisputedly bad wrestling night. It was, this was not for the ballers. This was not for, look, there was only one match you can even say someone may have dropped 40. Only one match.
Jan, so you've said something for a long time, as long as I've known you about SummerSlam. You said this was one of your favorite pay-per-views when you were growing up. Which years dictated this match or this show being your favorite? What years established that?
For me, going into 98 SummerSlam was them, or 97 SummerSlam, because my 3 favorite wrestlers, or 3 of my 5 wrestlers of all time at the time, were involved in the main event between Shawn, Brett, and Undertaker, right? You had that. The next year you have Austin versus Undertaker, and Austin gets concussed, in the middle of the fucking match, but the build to it was gigantic, and then it had a gigantic buy rate, so I was in my anticipation for a build, and then going from there to coming back, SummerSlam 2011 was a big deal because you had that rematch between Punk and Cena. Mm-hmm. Right? Then the very next year, you got I'm sorry.
Triple H fake retirement.
No, sorry. And then 13 is Cena. The John Cena and Danielson match. It was, then you had the Lesnar and Punk match. I messed up the use I saying 12 earlier in the show, but that kind of stuff held me down. SummerSlam they always treat it like a gigantic deal, and you always get a huge angle to set you up for the fall going into the football season, and it wasn't the pressure fest that WrestleMania was, where they felt like they had to have a perfect show and either the show would succeed or fail based off of the pressure they felt they put on a perfect show for them at that particular time with the roster they had. SummerSlam was more like, we're going to put on like 3 or 4 really big matches and we're going to let it rip. And it was fun in that way. It felt like an actual wrestling show as opposed to like the, all the shit they do with WrestleMania to make it like way over time and all that kind of stuff. And now it's 2 fucking shows are being bloated. So like, yeah, I've always enjoyed SummerSlam because like you will see title changes in major things happen at SummerSlam in like that you just won't see it like a Backlash, you know. But
yeah, I just want to ask.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, it was just that. It was like it just felt like that time. Like it was a big 4 pay-per-view. It was like I don't like Rumbles. So like for me, it's like I'm a WrestleMania SummerSlam person.
So
Suit says SummerSlam 02 was dope. That's an understatement. It might be the best show they've ever done.
So there's something else that was brought to my attention earlier this week. I thought it was an interesting story that I didn't see anyone else talking about. I wanted to talk about here. Okay. And I want to talk about this partnership that's being announced between WWE and Ayers Tech. Now, those of you guys may wonder, like, what the hell is this? They announced a multi-year global marketing partnership. Ayers Tech actually has deals with UFC. And when I tell you what exactly their products are, and then you start thinking about what UFC is, and then like WWE here, and then this shit gets weird. So from their press release, basically they, Ayers Tech and WWE, part of TKO Holdings, unveiled a momentous new partnership aimed at bolstering the personal performance regimens of WWE superstars. The collaboration will educate fans worldwide about safeguarding against ubiquitous electromagnetic frequencies, EMF sources, potential long-term health effects, and support WWE superstars in enhancing their physical performance, maintenance, and recovery. The agreement names American Ayers Inc. as an official WWE partner, building on Ayers Tech's dedication to performance and wellness innovation. The partnership will be visible at SummerSlam, blah, blah, blah. So it already happened. It's already started. Ayers Tech with agreement with WWE runs through the end of 2025. So this is an 18-month thing. Weird, right? Will prominently feature across WWE properties, emphasizing extensive social media promotion. The partnership launches with prominent placement on WWE Now, WWE's Essential News Roundup, ahead of their weekly programming. Ayers will be highlighted in segments of Celtic Warrior workouts featuring Sheamus's YouTube channel in fitness routines with top WWE athletes. Fans can watch these integrations by following WWE's platforms regularly, which broadcasts to all their huge audience. Earlier this year, they became an official partner of UFC, facilitated by WME Sports, part of its comprehensive collaboration with Ayers Tech to shape the company's brand strategy in sports and entertainment. Together, these partnerships will further fuel Ayers' market awareness and sales growth in pursuit of transforming the brand into a household name. So there's more, in the jargon here. I want to go back to the part where they said the collaboration will educate fans worldwide about safeguarding against ubiquitous electromagnetic frequency sources and potential long-term health effects. So when I saw this stuff, right, they're talking about energy and frequency, and I was like, who are the people that this is most likely to work on, this messaging?
Right. Radicalized right-wing political believers. Yeah.
James, if someone walked to you talking about, we are going to try to sell you the ubiquitous electromagnetic frequency for your long-term health effect, and that will help you perform better in the gym. And then immediately my mind started like, all right, they have what UFC. We know what the UFC audience is.
Yep.
We know what the fans look like, and we know what the management looks like, right? Mm-hmm. Wrestling presents itself as very much a left-leaning thing, right? The fans,
and it absolutely
right?
ain't.
It's not. But WWE has always tried to maintain, even though it slips through the cracks very fucking easily. They've tried to be apolitical in nature, right? They try to they stay away. Look, they ran ahead from Trump, as far as standing with him. Yes, you can pull up their political donations. You can do that stuff. I mean, right?
You can also pull up the whole entire family in the Oval Office with Trump.
Correct, but that's not something that they like.
They don't showcase it.
Right, they don't showcase this stuff.
Right, but I mean, neither does Major League Baseball, and what do you
Yeah. But I see this thing, and all I see is the potential of scam.
Yeah.
These products, I'm like, all right, they're going to try to trade. I'm just spitballing here. I'm asking, are they about to try to trade the currency of the wrestlers onto some shit? They be like, yeah, man, we got this here Ultimate Warrior face paint right here that you can feel the power of the warrior when you rub it on yourself and you paint up like the warrior, and this will stop you from feeling the electromagnetic frequencies. This sounds ridiculous.
I mean,
you're going to put the championship belt, the special electromagnetic belt on that we're going to sell you for potentially $6,000 or some shit. We're gonna put these on you, and when you put it around your waist, you're going to stop any danger from coming your way. These are the things that started going in my head, James, and I know Josh Smith is listening to this, predicting the segment ahead of time in his head while trying to be funny, right?
What did he predict?
Basically, me going into conspiracy mode and James saying, "Hey, man, chill out," But
that's pretty safe bet.
But I see this. How does no one look at this and be like, a scam is happening? They only put it on there for 18 months. So it's I
don't know, man.
This is weird. This is weird. This is potentially scamerific activity that I feel like people should open their eyes on. Like Tetsuya Naito does.
I get
Tranquilo.
I think that we're at a point now where it's bro, we got people out here making bets on these fake fights. We're kind of done with this. We're kind of done as far as pretending there ain't no scams involved in this whole thing. Right?
They're gonna be, James, they're gonna be talking about, yeah, man, you put on this special CM Punk bracelet that you sell, and then you are going to block out the 5G rays and shit.
Hold on, Playboy. On your right wrist. Go ahead, lift your right wrist up. What's that?
A bracelet.
Take that damn thing off right now. Not after this show. You take all bracelets are now banned from One Nation Radio after this fucking show. Take that shit off. I can't.
So when you put the CM Punk bracelet on, the one that says Larry the dog, the one that got the Larry the dog, you get the strength of the dog that basically stopped the Young Bucks from super kicking it. You get that to fight the 5G. That's where we going with this, James.
I don't know, man. This is all crazy stuff. We're in a new world. There's always going to be new moves to scam. There's always going to be new ways to scam. I guess this is the latest one. Hopefully they get out before they end up getting themselves indicted.
This smells like lawsuit. Hey, man, you know what kind of lawsuit? This smells like class action lawsuit.
I will say this, though. It's not a bad play because, Project 25 involves a lot of government regulatory services for citizens being thrown out. Hey, we trying to ban the FDA. You go online. Oh, sorry, hold on. Give me a second. You go online to Amazon.com to go order protein powder, right? Get protein powder, and instead there's rat poison in here in 3 years. because there's no FDA if Trump wins. Because of Project 25, shit like that. So they might be, this 18-month thing, Trump wins, could extend more than this 18 months and get more scams in. I suggest you right now, if they still selling them, you better stock up on them booty-os right now. Cause you getting them booty-os in 2026. They ain't gonna be booty-os, they're gonna be booty holes.
Yes.
In the packages. So yeah. Be real wary.
Yeah.
Of what's going on out here.
I gotta say, I don't feel good about this stuff. And then, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, I feel like I see a lot of scammers congregating together and they're about to unleash it on this audience, and then they are about to clean up because somebody will buy this shit. And then I'm gonna be looking at anybody that's walking around trying to fight the 5G rays with whatever WWE products they give them like a fucking mark. Bring the belt marks back. Like they were regular. They was buying strictly off the love of the game. These other people about to come out here and get fooled. Scary times.
I just hope it's air. What do they call it? Airspace?
Aris Tech.
I just hope they don't get linked up with other CrossFitters.
Woo! They next.
Because, buddy, the CrossFit games start on, or this year's CrossFit games start on the 8th through the 11th, and I've been looking at what some of them have been doing to get themselves prepared, and the stuff they doing. It looks like a scam. And it's going to influence some people because this person finished top 10 in the CrossFit games. They doing this. It's gotta work then. All right.
What this is like?
Go ahead and buy your laser and keep the laser on your spine and see how it makes your spine feel. Cause it's a laser.
This kind of reeks of. This is like when that funny money was getting rolling. When it's like, how do you expect this to work? They're going to put a couple familiar faces on this. They're going to be using the Sheamus Celtic Warrior workouts. Already has a lot of, name identification. People watch those things. People get inspired by that stuff.
Yeah.
They're going to sit. They're going to shine the 5G rays into that YouTube video. Sheamus is going to out here hulk up and look, they're going to put some fake weights on the plate. And be like, hold up, this nigga's lifting what now? Rich. And then
what makes it even better, right? Be like, Sheamus wouldn't do that. Sheamus wouldn't scan the people. Rich, where does Sheamus live? What state he live in?
Sheamus lives in Tampa, Florida.
He ain't above scamming y'all. He's a pro wrestler from Florida. He'll take the money out your pocket with a smile.
Doing drops out here. But yeah, man, I
don't trust no foreigner that moves to a state with no income tax. I don't know if that's fair, but I'm just gonna say it. It's probably not fair. Whatever, don't care.
It's gonna be no different from when we were seeing Steph Curry in the crypto commercials. The Staples Center getting renamed the Crypto.com Arena. This is where this is going. Remember this now. Look, we're early on this. I look. Could I be wrong? Maybe. But
maybe
I am. Look, but I don't think I am. Let's move on, man. Oh
yeah. What else is there to talk about?
Man, AEW Dynamite. With Bryan Danielson putting his career on the line was the big one. This is an overall really strong episode. I would say. Yeah. Lots of great angles. I do want to jump to that though. We're kind of running late.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole thing kind of gets built around the Danielson and Swerve promo face off here, and Danielson threw the Hail Mary. He pulled out he pressed a red button on this thing, so it was like, all right. He was like, he put over the crowd. He said it wasn't a cheap pop. His wife got their engagement photos done in Greenville, and Taz then asked why, just like all of us. Crowd gave a little Brie Bella chant, and Excalibur said they're fans of cheese. Hardy hard. Danielson said, looking at the photos, you don't realize the good old days until they're gone. Danielson is here to talk about presence and promises. Brought up how he was present in the good old days, and as he thought he was retired. But the last 3 years have been the most fun in his career. Said while the fans were chanting, yes, he was backstage being present, and showed goosebumps on his arm. The crowd chanted, thank you, Brian, and he was thankful to be present for this moment. Danielson said it's now time to talk about promises and how he promised his daughter he stopped wrestling full-time when she turned 7, and his family that this will be his last contract he signs in his career, and that contract expires tomorrow, which was Thursday.
Yeah.
After,
and the crowd was distraught. They were like, "Oh no!"
This immediately let me know none of them watched the YouTube video they were directed to the week before.
Rich, nobody watches that .com or watches the shit on .com. No one does. That's the reason why I'm always banging on them when they be like, "Yeah, it's on X, Y, or Z." Put it on the show. It's strong.
That's what I said. I said they were telling people this was not important. Whatever the fuck it was, but
but I'm talking about the whole history of AEW. Like when y'all talking about all this stuff that Heyman was doing with his character, I was like, that's cool. He ain't doing none of that shit on TV. I'm watching a TV show. That's something. If it's not on the TV show, it is supplemental viewing.
He basically came to AEW to kick people's heads in and win the AEW World Title. He's kicked a lot of heads in, but hasn't won the World Title yet. He said he knows this is his last shot at the biggest show of the year. Knows doctors and his family don't want him to wrestle, but he promises the fans to be present and promises that he's going to give 110% at All In with his mind, body, and soul. He will go all in. From there, Swerve came out here to save this promo so far, because before he went into the retirement stipulation, I'm like, all right, let's get it. Let's go, man. Let's go.
You're saying let's go. Meanwhile, the crowd's going nuts for it. But okay.
I was like, let's go. Let's hear the sale. So Swerve comes out, dueling chants, yes in the Swerve house. Swerve said he respects Danielson for what he's done for young wrestlers in the industry. Swerve possibly being one of them. He want Danielson to have his moment any other time, but it's Swerve's time. Danielson's the greatest of his generation, but Strickland is one of a kind. Swerve said Danielson wanted to kick everyone's head in, but he couldn't handle it when people started kicking back.
Great line.
Lots of it. There were 5 or 6 back-to-back lines where it was like, whoa,
oh yeah, that's the reason. That's why this is why this segment was for me one of the better segments in AEW history, because it's this great thing of doing a summation of him being here. It's almost like a touch on the, I'm thankful, his retirement speech in 2016. And then it comes in and then Swerve just gives him bar after bar after bar, murdering a dude. And then he leaves it to a point where it's I have to now put this on the line to let you know, I'm not fucking around. Sorry, go ahead. Good.
And then he said the world title isn't an achievement award. It proves you're the best in the world. And that's what Swerve is. He put over Danielson and Ospreay, but said he lost and got hurt. He said, you lost against the Elite while I led Team AEW to a win at Blood and Guts. Why we can take back to All In. He said, I competed at All In last year. Your body was so broken down, you couldn't even get on a plane.
Yep.
He basically promised Danielson that he's the most dangerous man in AEW. And, he promised him that he's not walking out of All In as the champion. And maybe he won't ever walk again, which is, always a line that pops me when somebody says they're never going to walk again. Danielson basically stopped them from leaving, says he's got one more promise. If he doesn't win, he'll never wrestle again. Title versus career All In. They shook hands. Swerve basically pulls him close and say, hey, man, don't keep the promise to me. Keep it with your family. And then
killer bar.
Swerve also had a Kendrick Lamar line that was in there too. That was I can't remember the exact line, but this was sensational.
Yep,
sensational television. I thought Swerve was off. I think this is the best promo of Swerve's career. This is off the meter. This is this exceeds the thing he did to Hangman last year. This was
it's better than that. I was gonna say I think the one he did when he where he apologized to his daughter for being so driven to get to this point. I thought that was a great one. That set up the stuff for Christian. I thought that was a great promo. Okay. So I think that's the better individual promo. I think this is the best TV segment that Swerve's ever done. That's what I think. Like this, for those that were, rightfully upset that like Hangman and Swerve wasn't the match for that. After that segment, if you were someone that still wanted that match to be that one, that segment is so good that you have to at least be like, all right, at least look, I would have preferred this, but this is also gonna be fucking awesome. Like not everything in pro wrestling is doing exactly what you want, but it's got to be able to give you something that you want to see. And if you are still on the point where like you don't even want to see this match after that, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know. That was fucking phenomenal. That was great television.
I do feel kind of bad though that I have to root for Swerve to end Bryan Danielson's career, especially if you're someone that looks at Swerve as a babyface, right? That you've been cheering for. You got to root for him to end Danielson's career. I still don't. I'm partly annoyed by that aspect of it, like being the face versus face thing. But that's a small gripe.
This is how I see it. And maybe I'm just thinking I'm thinking from the the positions and all that kind of stuff. Swerve is in the main event of Wembley Stadium. And he's in a match against one of the most beloved pro wrestlers of the 21st century. And either A, Danielson wins the belt and the best pro wrestler in AEW that's never won the AEW world title wins the world title finally after 3 years of chasing after it. Or Swerve gets the biggest win any black pro wrestler has ever gotten that's not named The Rock. Those are the two options. I feel like I win either way. I win either way. Either one's good for me. Either we get a moment of the year where Danielson finally wins, or we get like Swerve gets something that like you didn't know that we were allowed to get one of those. So I'm good either way. I'm good either way. And regardless of like either way, I want this match because I've always wanted to see them wrestle, or I want to see them wrestle for years. There's ridiculous stakes involved to this. It's the biggest show of their year. It's gonna be the biggest the second biggest audience they ever had in attendance for it. This is gigantic. This is like there was I think there was always some talk as far as I think Swerve talked about this as far as like when he was in NXT about how he viewed himself in comparison to people he felt was in the inner circle of Triple H's like network of trust as far as the wrestlers. Like he's like, Triple H told him, hey, I paraphrase, he said, I want to be one of your guys. Triple H's like, you are one of my guys. Like, he's like, no, like, and he's like, I mean, like Adam Cole, Gargano, Finn Balor, that level of trust or whatever else. This match, I don't give a damn what happens for the rest of, I don't give a damn really what happens for much of the rest of Swerve's career. At this point, after this, he's in Tony Khan's circle of trust. You don't put this stipulation in this position if he's not one of your guys, like on the level of a John Moxley, a Hangman, a Swerve, a former CM Punk, a Danielson. You catch my drift. He's absolutely a made man in this company now.
I can confirm.
I mean, even if I didn't know what you mean by that, even like we're done here. This is one of the most high leverage situations in the history of the company, and he's there.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's for him individually. Point. It's fantastic for like somebody to come in that late and not be someone that was a former WWE champion or IWGP World Champion or whatever else, or former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion and do this. Like, this is very impressive. Swerve's tenure in AEW, and like it says a lot about what Danielson thinks of him.
Yeah,
it really does. It really does.
So like Sue brings up a great point. Swerve was in Tony's circle of trust when he let him know Big Nose was sniffing around.
Well, yes.
Oh man.
But even that means like, okay, you're in a circle like, yeah, you're one of my guys that's going to be a feature guy, not like, yeah, like you're going to be a main eventer in this company for years to come.
Yeah. I think, you know, if you're somebody that's worried about Swerve, like I would advise you not to be. This guy's he has a great mind for pro wrestling. I think he's proved, you know, everything, you know, because I saw a lot of people say, oh, this pretty much gives it away that Danielson's winning the belt, and say he does win, right? You know, you're going to get a lot of conversation. You're going to get people throwing up the days of the AEW World Champions. You're going to get up talk about the period of time. I would challenge those people to then look at what Swerve accomplished in this reign, in the lead to this, almost on accident. This guy was a heel last year.
Yep.
And got insanely over.
Yep.
And then they had to flip him.
And then they ran, and I remember like a year ago, he was a person that was getting beat, that was getting thrown in the coffin, so Christian had to take the loss again by going and putting another coffin.
Yeah, so like I would talk about, you know, his match against Will Ospreay was one of the best, you know, matches in the company's history. I would talk about, you know, his match with Christian Cage. I would talk about his match with Claudio Castagnoli when he faced Takeshita earlier this year. Obviously, he has a career rival with Hangman Page. There's plenty of people that he has not faced yet. Another career rival with Darby Allin, who's also sniffing around this whole thing.
Yep.
So there's a lot to be excited in the short term and long term for Swerve. I wouldn't worry about him. Do I think this is Danielson's last match? I don't think so. You never know. This guy's beat up, and I'll tell everybody that. This guy, Danielson, was getting pulled from stuff he was scheduled for. And it was like, there's a lot of that stuff where he talks about, you know, the doctor's not clearing him and stuff like that. Danielson's a guy that loves to work the injuries and stuff like that, but that stuff is a shoot. So, like, this guy's broke the fuck up right now. So, if he can, you know, push through or whatever, and then, you know, go to that part-time schedule and, you know, whatever he has to do to get himself ready, I have full confidence that he's going to, whatever's planned for him over the next 3 weeks to as long as, you know, 3 months from now, I have confidence that he will get through. But like, keep in mind,
I mean, after the end of last year, I mean,
this can go anywhere.
Geniuses out here was coming up with stories for, oh, my eyes fucked up, I'm gonna go out here and have to be the best wrestler in the fucking tournament in AEW. Like, the dude's unbelievable. The dude's unbelievable. And remember, what at the time when he was having all these injuries, when he broke his arm, I think it was either the arm or the eye. We were both like, bro, it's a shame it's ending like this, but he's still fucking awesome and still plugging along at this point. And like now he made it through on the other end. He's healthier than he was then. And it's seemingly, at least, you know, physically, looking at him or whatever else, is like the last 10 months this dude has had has been unbelievable. Like, so yeah, man, like this is going to be really cool, and I'm also really excited. I'm really interested to see like what Hangman does for Wembley. I'm still holding out hope that it's something about
that.
But man, like this, you know, I feel like the two. I feel like, you know, they already have the match. They already have scheduled. Like they're already doing their job as far as like making you want to see them happen. Like the stuff with Mariah and Tony, the Britt and Mercedes stuff. This. Like, yeah, Darby and Jack. Yeah, man. Like, I feel like they are doing really well right now with like building up this pay-per-view card.
So it's going to be better than SummerSlam, I take it.
I don't think it'll be that hard to do that. Hell, we're not talking about it, but the night one of the Grand Prix is on Saturday, and like
I actually bookmarked the matches to discuss them. I forgot to put it on the sheet, but hold on. I do have
like,
them.
Do you think after watching skimming through that that murderer's row of a card, do you think they're going to have a hard time topping SummerSlam?
Yeah. I think Swerve and Danielson is going to be an awesome match. I do want to see Danielson kind of aim more at Swerve. I do want to see that. but we got.
I think it's coming. So. I think it's coming. Like once he gets past Jarrett, I think it's coming.
Yeah, he walked backstage, and I'll put a little theory out there. He did. I'm glad you mentioned that because I almost forgot. So he walks past Jarrett, kind of like a dick move or whatever. Kind of lets him know, like Jarrett's like, "Hey, man, proud to see it," and he instantly challenges him on the spot, walks off. I don't put it past this guy turning heel and winning. Like, I don't put it past him.
Danielson?
Yes. I do not put it past him turning heel and winning. And then, presumably.
So, like, on some, like when he kicked AJ in the dick?
This is just a guess.
Fight for your dreams, and your dreams will fight for you. Damn it. Rich, why would you say this on dismount of this thing? You should have said this shit off air. You don't ruin my fucking day with this shit.
All right.
I don't want to put up Daniel Bryan. Are you kidding me?
I'll say this.
Or Bryan Danielson? Are you kidding me?
This guy is talking about how he's going to be a part-time wrestler, right? What part-time baby faces have you ever heard of?
John Cena, right now.
Come on, man. That's a retirement tour, like an actual retirement tour. This motherfucker's A, he's not retiring. B, presumably his short-term future is already lined up. There's Darby Allin waiting at what the fuck is that? Grand Slam. There's obviously the Wrestle Dream show.
Turn right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
This is all me. This is off the dome, baby. So, but I'm just like, well, what are you gonna do for maybe a short-term run that is a part-time thing? I don't know, and it feels like it's wide open. Who's a top heel right now?
Heyman.
Who doesn't have a match factored in?
Oh, well, you also say MJF too.
He's in his own world, got the international.
Well, he's always been in his own world, Rich.
Well, that's true. But there's a spot wide open. I don't know, man. I'm just throwing it out there. If I'm right, we'll put audio back up and we'll celebrate. If I'm wrong, we'll never speak of it again.
I mean, you got a point, but how do I say this? AEW isn't a promotion that's not always so caught up on having a top heel, a huge heel to have. Like, it's mostly been MJF most of the time.
Yeah.
And then when they made him champion, they turned him babyface. And look how that worked. Yeah. Now he's back heel again because we were like, why did we ever turn that asshole into someone that we want to cheer for?
So let's talk about Stardom and their opening night. So we brutalized them and put them in the casket last week, and
40 minutes.
We got some positive comments on the YouTube videos. People were agreeing with us. We got people that they might not have liked what we were saying, but maybe they understood stuff like that. But going forward, this first night, it does not to me look as loaded as some of the other first nights. Just off rip, but
yeah, because there's so many more matches now because there's 28 wrestlers in 4 blocks. Like they went to the 4-block thing after watching New Japan do 4 blocks and hurt their tournament, and now went back to whatever. All right, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, so there's a lot of matches. Presumably, the time is going to get like zapped on a lot of these.
Minutes again.
So I will take you through all the AA matches that are there.
I'm sorry. For those because speaking shorthand, 15-minute time limits.
15-minute time limit.
Yeah.
So Red Stars A, we got Natsupoi versus Micah.
Yep.
We got
first time wrestling since in a singles match since she turned on Dama Mondo.
We got Red Stars A, Hazuki versus Manami, not Toyota.
No, Manami from Sinjo. Yeah, she was the one. Remember the girl I always say that Sendai girls had that was in young girls gear for like 5 years.
Yeah,
that's Manami.
Let's say I saw Manami really written. I was like, what? Like,
no.
Was she wrote open in the checkbook? Red Stars A, Konami versus Ruaka. So we got inter-unit turmoil there, I believe.
Who versus who?
Konami versus Ruaka.
Oh, yeah.
We got Red Stars B, Mayu Iwatani versus Tam Nakano.
Yep. Gee, I wonder if that'll go to a 15-minute time limit draw. Like your last three matches all have gone too.
Red Stars B, Azumi versus Momo Watanabe.
Yep. That'll be great.
Red Stars B, Mei Sierra versus Tomoka Inaba. This should be pretty good too.
Red Stars B is the one killer block I was talking about last week. Like, this is the loaded one. Like, the worst wrestler is Saya Ida.
Wow.
That's a loaded block.
Then we got Blue Stars A. We got Saori Ano versus Anna Jay. So Anna Jay's first match under promotion, presumably headed straight for CTEville with Saori Ano.
Now, if I remember correctly, I think the first match Ano had in the Grand Prix last year was when she fucking murdered Mariah. So it's like, oh, blonde white woman, I'll kill her. I don't give a fuck.
We'll says, is Anna Jay going to look like Andre the Giant over there? Yes.
Was she like 5'6"?
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be tall. Not a giant, but she'll be tall. And look, man, we'll see real quick when she's in Ano, like, what she's about. Like, if she gonna come out here and be, really want to do it, or is she gonna, just kind of,
hey,
what do you call it? Pass on through.
Yeah, it's time to see it. So, like, if it's in there,
because you pass them through, I'm gonna be highly upset because there's over a half dozen women that Tony Khan got in his employ that would have went over here and murdered it.
Yeah, we're gonna find out real fast whether it's in her or if the game is not in her.
Is it that old Gatorade commercial? Is it in you? We finna find out real quick. Trial by fire immediately with Ano.
Blue Stars A, Shuri versus Starlight Kid. Now this is what I'm talking about right here.
Yep. They had a match last year, very good. I think they can have a better match, obviously, because I always felt like for years, and they would put Azumi with Shuri, and they would put Julia with They put Starlight Kid with Julia, and they're like, "This is my young girl that I have the feud with, or whatever else in these blocks." And then last year they finally swapped them out, and I was interested to see how those worked out. And they couldn't match the rivalry they had with their chemistry they had with the person before, but like, it's Shuri and Starlight Kid, like, they'll come up with something.
Blue Stars A, we got Xena versus, before we do that, can we just correct the course of this promotion and just have Shuri blast through all these fucking blocks and win? Why not? Blue Stars A, we got Xena versus Miyu Amasaki.
So match should be interesting, given that like Xena's really good, and like this second tour she's had, she's really improved. Amasaki, she's gonna be good, just a matter of when. And this, now that she's in this tournament, it'll definitely help her progress faster.
I'm officially declaring Xena on contract. This is contract season for her. So she about to come out here and try to have this great tournament and have somebody open up the dollars.
Yeah, and also, like, I think she's going to do well. I think they're going to give her a nice point total in this tournament.
Up next.
I'm not saying she wins a block, but I think she'll be in contention until the final night.
Blue Stars B, Suzu Suzuki versus Hanan.
Yeah, this is a match that's very important for Hanan because, like, her last two she's been in. This is her third tournament. I feel like she should be doing better in these tournaments compared to what we were seeing her do with lesser talent in the Future Belt division when she was a champion in 2021. So yeah, like 322. So yeah, like let's see it. Like, I want to see, she also, won the Cinderella tournament, had a match with Ano, very good match. Like, let's see her build. Like, I'm still focusing on her, like, her as a future play. Like, unless they, turn her heel for some fucking reason.
Still getting used to Neo Genesis, Suzu Suzuki, very much the tie from Clueless of Stardom at this moment. Some I brought up off air, so a couple buddies, but yeah, if you've never seen Clueless, check it out. But very problematic movie, by the way.
You just realize that?
Oh yeah,
bro. It's. I mean, think of the love interest. Yeah,
how it ends up.
It's. In ways that are kind of ahead of its time compared to what you can find on the internet.
Look, I was shocked when I found out a woman directed that movie. I was like, hold on, what? But then the patriarchy,
right?
So
I gotta write something that'll get greenlit.
Yeah, Blue Stars B, Risa Sera versus Saya Kamatani, evil Saya Kamatani. I might add.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be interesting because it's going to be like, how much of this bullshit is Sarah going to put up with? Because Sarah don't play that shit. Sarah like, all right, oh, you want to fuck around? Let me go grab this kendo stick. So
the big question is, will Saya Kamatani's gear be ready? Will her evil wear be ready by the time the bell rings for this?
Yes. Has Malachi Black put enough evil energy into the evil gear? So I said this to Rich in a different thread that like in my historically when it comes to Aedotai / hate, when someone turns heel in Stardom to go join the evil faction over there, they come out and they in some rough ass looking gear until like weeks later until the gear actually comes prepared. They actually come in new gear. It seems as if like these decisions are not made like ahead of time. They always seem like it's hastily done, right? Like aside from Konami, I can't remember somebody that turned to Oedo Tai or Hate and actually had their gear by the next show. Starlight Kid didn't have her gear, and they made a storyline where weeks later Mayu had to fight in a 5 versus 1 gauntlet to try to win her back, only for Starlight Kid to be like, I know you just won, but like, what has Stars done? And like, I think I'm better off here. And then Mayu fucking cried, and then I cried. Anyway, moving on. Remember the promotion to make me feel?
Oh, it makes you feel. Makes you feel fucked up.
Anyway, so another example, Kamatani currently, she's dressed in just all black. It looks like an emo girl. You had a few Saki Kashima out there looking rough for weeks until she came out and like her gear that she basically wore when she was like heel back in 2013. It seemingly anyway. So I basically in my mind say, you know what it is? In my head, all these stops and start pushes from House of Black. Nah, it's not because Malachi Black and whatnot he wants to lay down people. Nah, what's really going on is the House of Black is actually the house of a fashion house for all the heel wrestlers in the world. So every time there's some stop and start push, it's because some asshole in Mexico just turned Rudo. That's all this is. So, like, right now, Brody King and Julia Hart are right there in a dark room praying over the Saya Kamatani gear that is in the center of a pentagram that is lit with red candles. That's what's going on right now. So whenever it shows up, we'll be ready. So be prepared for whatever evil, satanic, dark, nasty thing Saya Kamatani is gonna be wearing for Team Hate over there. Be prepared.
You think that evil gear makers like when like shit going like when basically the orders are slowing up a little bit? Do you think they calling around the wrestling business trying to sow discord? Be like, hey man, I can make you some shit. All you got, you know what you got to do, like just to keep the funds rolling in, like. Are they sowing discord around the industry? Hey, Nas, do you think Nas got a phone call like, hey, man, you got to help me out. You got to convince. I don't care which one you pick. I got to be, kept in business here. We've done a lot of business together over years. You got to scratch my back. I'll scratch yours or whatever. I'll make you some new fly shit, but you got to give me some fresh work, essentially.
Yeah. Like get you the latest devious denims.
Correct.
Yes.
That's what's going on here.
Satanic silks.
Yes. Blue Stars B, Saki Kashima versus Rana Yagami.
Yes. God's Eye versus God's Eye. This is God's Eye Young Girl Rana. It is funny because it's like, watching the 2022 Grand Prix, it was really apparent to me that like people like Sakashima and Kaguma want no parts of being in this fucking tournament. And lo and behold, Sakashima is back in this tournament where she doesn't want to be, actually having to wrestle matches for length. So we'll see how this goes.
Is Tekla not in this tournament, or is
no? Tekla's in the tournament.
Okay, I was gonna say she's just not
on night one. Not on night one. I don't even. You know how mad I've been that she wasn't in the tournament after what happened. After she got fucked out not being in it last year.
Yeah,
this should be her third tournament, let alone, let alone not being in it at all again.
Wrestlers should just have a set of spooky gear on deck anyway. No, man, they got to keep the heel. Like, you trying to put the trophy man out of business. The trophy man has to stay in business, and so does the evil heel gear maker. Everybody has a role in this business.
Why are you the House of Black? Stop acting like you don't know who's doing this.
I don't know,
Rich.
Rich.
Here's what I'm gonna ask you:
who did it before them?
When the Wyatt Six showed up, right? When the Wyatt Six showed up recently. What was House of Black doing? Not a damn thing. They was out here preparing the silks. They was getting them jumpsuits ready for the boys to get into.
This is sick. But yeah, man. Oh my God! If Sai Kamatani show up with dreads, oh no. We've
had enough. Look, we've had enough since we talked about the Wyatts and Stardom and whatever else. Yeah, for some of y'all that don't remember, before Natsuko came upon her look, when she got drafted into Oedo during that Grand Prix 2019, what was she wearing? She was wearing a red camo jumpsuit, looking like a No Limit Wyatt for months. Looking awful. So yeah, like the Wyatts, there's some lure there when it comes to Stardom.
Man. People are talking about the presumed loss of the Lucha Brothers from AEW. Presumably, they are going to be headed to WWE and not re-signing. If this is the case,
devastation.
I can't say I'm happy about that. They are part of the greatest in-ring feud in this company's history with the Young Bucks. And by extension, Death Triangle with the Elite, the best of 7 and all that.
The Lucha Bros are a top 6 all-time in-ring performance act in AEW.
As a tag team, we've seen the act, there's always room to push these guys as singles, but if that was the case, I feel like this promotion would have already done it. I can't blame these guys for wanting to, looking at how old they are and, the injury history on Phoenix. If they're going to jump at any time, it would be now. And this is the business of pro wrestling. It is going to fucking suck to watch them go over there into WWE and be neutered. And I think Pentagon Jr. is going to mail it in to legendary levels. But to see Phoenix not work hard would probably end up as a shock. Are they going to have Ray Phoenix doing monologuing like during any of the matches or anything? I don't know.
Maybe they'll have him do that as opposed to the rope walk kick. I don't know, man.
Like,
don't want to see it. Don't want to see him in AEW.
Like they were not.
I'm sorry. I say AEW. I mean, don't want to see him in WWE. Don't.
They were not getting pushed up the card any further. So I get it, but that's a choice. You could have pushed the button on either of these guys in a singles capacity, but I don't think the dedication to highlighting them individually and what they bring has ever been there, really.
Do you see the chat? Is that true?
What?
The last comment.
Oh yeah. I heard Odyssey Jones saved the other 2 remaining members of New Day, but I don't like it. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like the third nigga joining Demolition. That sounds like the nigga Draws replacing the nigga in Legion of Doom. This is a history. This is a thing. This is Heidenreich joining the Legion of Doom. This is what they do. This is what that is. And that is disgusting. Because we know there's only one reason now Odyssey Jones is saving New Day. They didn't even try to switch it up. They didn't even try to throw us off the scent. Knowing that he didn't book a nigga at all for SummerSlam. We gonna put all y'all together. You know, we know how they get down. But back to the Lucha Brothers. Huge loss. If this is the case, if they're on the way out, they need to book Bucks and Lucha Brothers one more time. Titles versus AEW careers, and let them have one last hurrah, one last go at it. And, you know, I will thank them for the memories, because this is the greatest tag team rivalry I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So many legendary matches, ladders, cages, regular rules, redefine it, like being the people that when I watch AEW, that's the shit I want to see. The high octane, fast paced, just go crazy. It's from those niggas. Like
Lucha Bros became my favorite tag team in AEW. I don't know when, but it's been that way for a while. Like, I just enjoy watching Rey Fenix. I enjoy watching Penta. I enjoy them as a tag team. I enjoy them as singles. I wish for more for both of them as singles wrestlers in AEW. It's unfortunate it didn't work out, but those guys come out, they're over. The crowd loves them. They're no more Lucha Bros in Chicago, huh? That's gonna suck. That's depressing. Can we end the show?
Time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Do you want anything you need to plug, Rich?
Yes. Wednesday night, look out. Brian Keith has a singles match and a new theme song.
Okay.
Keep your ears peeled. New song, Swerve Strickland, featuring Anthony King, I produced, called Her Ghost. Just hit streaming today. Check it out. One Lifetime Worldwide. Get your One Nation Radio merch on there. Get your pyramid shirts and all that. Support your boys. What else we got? Leave some 5-star reviews for us. We had someone that just no longer could listen to the show, couldn't handle it anymore. The show is no politics and wrestling. He someone that was very upset the other week when we talked about Joe Biden stepping out of the race and subsequent analysis. I just want to know what gave it away, James, or what didn't they catch ahead of time? Did they miss the memo? How long were they listening to when they had to stop?
If the MLK Day and Juneteenth shows don't get you, I don't know. I don't know how us talking about the Biden thing did.
I think that was rather benign.
Better yet, the last couple months, every other week we talk about the WNBA.
Yeah, that ain't exact. And look, and look at the way we talk about the WNBA. It's clear how we're not talking about the WNBA, which there's kind of a blueprint there. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know how we talk about before then, covering a woman's only promotion for years. If you didn't have an inkling of what our political leanings were before, then I don't know what to tell you.
Look, never being canceled over this or never making some ridiculous comment that people be like, hey, dog.
Yeah, we've covered an all-women's promotion for 5 years now. We've been covering the WNBA or WNBA related themes for most of this year, and we have not said anything to get us considered creep scumbags or objectionable. Chances are, you know where we stand politically.
So go to Apple Podcasts, rate that joint, because he done fucked up our rating now. Well, whatever. I saw that shit loaded up. It was I think a 4.4 if I'm not mistaken. I was like, oh no, we can't be had this. I will not have. So I need y'all to hold this down.
I don't know how you watch us tune up WWE the way we've tuned them up over the years too, and then also be like, yeah, politically, yeah, that's not political talk. That's crazy. All right.
There's a comment. Maybe he thought we were hoteps or something because you see the triangle, the pyramids, and all that. But
if you listen to us for any amount of time, you can kind of tell that we're not. And also, most hoteps don't say, "I'm not listening because of your politics." They just shut the shit off.
Well, I'm glad he let us know on his way out. So hopefully, he's not listening to this now. So
like, would there be a line about us pandering in there if it was a hotel?
You're talking about this is not for the FBAs, this.
Oh man. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, that's in the show. Be sure to raise whatever app you're using and listen to this with. If you want to donate and you're listening or you're watching from the stream, go to our show notes in the podcast and go to the Red Circle link there. You can donate there and be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, Imps, WWE Adventure, Russell Hour with Chris Things, Tunnel Talk, and the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.